Hey guys, welcome. This is Vicky here from 29 in September Studio. This is part 2 of our free training series all about fashion marketing. Now, if you haven't read part 1 yet, I suggest that you go back and do that. So just hop back to your emails and have a look for the link that I sent for part 1. Reason being is this video really follows on from that article, so it would be best to read that first so that you can get the most out of this video. If you have read that already, fantastic. And in this video, we're going to be following on from that concept, and I'll be teaching you about the 80-20 rules, what they are, how they can help you attract customers to your business, and how you can apply them for yourself. So first off, what am I on about? What are the 80-20 rules? Well, these can also be known as the Pareto Principle, and it was developed by an Italian economist. And there's a whole historical story that goes along with that, but the most important thing for you guys to know is that since its initial creation, it's come a very long way, and now it's a common concept used in marketing, and there's lots of different ways that people can apply it. Today I'm going to teach you just one of the ways, but it's the one that's had the most impact for me and my business personally. So, as I say, this is the one that's had the most impact for me, and it goes like this. 80% of your content should be useful and/or entertaining, and that leaves the other 20% to be your strong sales pitches. And I know this sort of sounds counterintuitive because you're thinking, I'm marketing, how can I market my product and sell it if I'm not talking about it for 80% of the time? Well, trust me, it works, and I'm going to run through a few reasons why, and then I'm going to show you some examples. So by providing useful and/or entertaining content most of the time, you can attract customers much more easily and keep them coming back. So if you think about it this way, would you click on an advert for a brand that you've never heard of that are offering you a discount? Probably not. You know, that discount means nothing to you if you have no connection with that brand and if you don't trust them. But how about this? If you see a post that's about a question you've been wondering about. So the example I gave in that article was, if you're going on holiday, you're panicking because you can only take hand luggage, and here's somebody offering to solve that problem for you and explain how you can pack efficiently with hand luggage only, you're probably going to click on it. So the reality is we need to give people information that proves that we can help them and that we're trustworthy before we can pitch to them with our products. Customers tend to tune out if we're just sending one offer after another. But if we're providing them with something useful, chances are they're going to pay attention because they're expecting useful information from us. And then if we have the odd pitch that comes into the mix, then they're not going to immediately tune out because they know that we've already provided them with value. Also consider the way that you personally shop. So if you needed a new outfit, would you just go to a brand that you've shopped with before? Would you already have a website in your mind that you would go to? Or maybe you just go down to the store? Or would you actually go and sit through Instagram specifically looking for a new brand to shop with? Probably not. Now, by providing regular useful content, you can also keep at the top of your customer's mind. So when they do need something, they're going to be thinking of you. So this helpful information is almost like an excuse to go into their inbox. Because if you're providing sales and offers all the time, they're quickly going to tune out, they might unsubscribe, or they might just block your email address. Whereas if you're giving them useful information, it's a good reason to be on their mind, but also it means that when they are ready to buy something, they think of you. Now, with sales and marketing in general, we often consider it to be a marathon and not a sprint. People generally need to see your product multiple times before they buy it. So do keep in mind that just because somebody said no the first time, it doesn't mean that they're going to say no the next time. I personally have had people contact me months after they discovered my brand to make that purchase. So nurturing relationships is really important. This is a long-term game. You want to be in business for a long time, right? So you want to make sure that you're building relationships. Now, if you're using social media as a marketing tool, the clue really is in the name. It's about being social. It's not a platform to constantly ask people to buy from you. It can look a little bit desperate. Instead, try to form meaningful connections with your audience so that they start to know, like, and trust you, and that gives them the confidence to buy from you. Now remember that you can still mention your products when it's relevant. For example, if you're posting an article about workout tips and you sell sportswear, by all means use your own photographs with your own products in there, and you're subtly nodding to the fact that you sell those products. But it just doesn't have to be that hard sell for the most part. That's really the point of this. That 80%, it has to lead as helpful content. If there's some of your products in there too, that's okay, but it shouldn't be pitch, pitch, pitch all of the time. Now, I know this is a lot of talk, and you might be wondering, does anyone even do this other than you? Yes, they do. So I thought it'd be a great idea for us to go ahead and take a look at some examples of this strategy that's been put into place. So let's hop over. If you just give me a second to get onto the internet, and then we can go have a look. Okay, so we're on Instagram. I wanted to give you a few examples of labels that I've noticed that are doing this. I can't go through all of them, obviously, because there'd be so many, but I just want to share some examples with you so you really can see how this is put into practice and get some ideas how you might yourself put this in practice for your own business. So I'm going to start with Birdsong London, who are a clothing label who focus around ethical and sustainable products. And if we take a look at their first 9 posts, we can see that a lot of them don't feature any clothing at all. They're using messaging to reinforce the values that they share with their customer. They're building that connection and that trust. There's some lifestyle images in there. There's some information about their product, what it's made of, but not actually showing the product. And even when we have product photography, they're not doing a strong pitch. They're not saying go and buy this now or link in bio or anything like that. You know, this one is from a customer. The previous one is just them talking about their photo shoot, who the photography and the styling's by, and just asking a question to their audience. There's nothing here that's a really strong pitch. And that's what we're talking about. We don't want buy this now all the time plastered across your social media. We want it to be balanced with, you know, product images, sure, but also other images that your customer's going to find interesting. So next, let's try Beaumont Organic. They are a lovely women's wear label as well, based out of Manchester. And we can see even in their stories that, yep, they've got garments as part of a story, but they've also got styling tips and they've got workshops. And looking at their photos here, only one actually shows their product. The rest are all lifestyle images or, helpful quotes. There's a picture of their fabric, which just gives a little bit of information about their products, but without being really heavily pitch focused. And even when they have shared a picture of their product, that's it. We've not got a big speech there about buying it now or that there's an offer. We've just got a lot of lifestyle imagery. And actually, as we go through, they do show their products, of course, but it's very almost artistic the way that this is put together. It's telling a story, and that's really important for marketing. Next, I want to show you Peeler Case. They sell accessories, started off with phone cases, but they now do sunnies and different things. Again, with the stories, we can see that they've got education things there. We've got FAQs. We're introducing them to the team. So some of those will have a nod to their products, but it's not the focus of this. And again, 2 out of these 9 pictures show their products. That's it. The rest, we've got a couple of recipes. This is a recipe here. We've got some tips for people that are feeling anxious. We've got some facts to do with the concerns that the customer has, things that they're invested in, that they're concerned about. And we've just got some videos of travel. We don't have strong pictures. And even here, they're explaining about their products, how they're made from compostable goods. And it just talks about them. Again, we're not saying go buy this now. We're building a relationship with our customer, telling them what's important to us and showing them what our products are made of and how they come together. Next up, I wanted to show you Lorna Jane, which is an activewear brand. And I want to take you over to their blog because that's pretty interesting. And you'll see here that they don't reference their products at all. There's useful information that their audience is going to appreciate, and there's entertaining information. For example, this article about the Women's World Cup, they know that their audience is interested in that, so they're talking about it and engaging with their audience's interests. Now, when you look at their posts, then there are their products in there. You can see them in the pictures, but still, they're not referencing them. They're not saying shop this look now. They're just giving genuine, helpful information that their customers are going to really appreciate. And that's something that makes you want to sign up to the email list. If you're interested in this kind of thing, which obviously their customers are, that's an incentive to sign up so that you can get more useful information. And that way, as we said, when a pitch does come along with an offer or a sale, they're not going to immediately delete it because there's been so much value given to them already. They want to see what you've got next. So this is a really great example of a blog post that really is genuinely to be helpful, and there's a lot of those on their blog. Most of the content, as I said, is completely pitch free and just genuinely useful. Not only does this help with engaging with current customers, but also think about people searching for these kind of things. If someone's interested in yoga for energy, they're going to be searching that on Google or on Pinterest, and this article is going to come up. And that's a really great way that you can get new customers finding you rather than you having to go and find them. So if we look at another example of this, so Heidi Klein is a beachwear brand, and there's Heidi's Journal, so essentially their blog. And here they do have more product-based content. So here we've got sort of behind the scenes of their lookbook, but there's also useful information as well, skincare travel tips. We've got tips about the Maldives and things that are going to resonate with their audience who are most likely going to be in a beach setting because they're buying bikinis and beachwear. So think about what appeals to your audience. We've actually got another video coming up on that though. But this is really to inspire you to think outside the box, think past just talking about your own products, and really come up with things that are going to get people coming to you rather than you having to constantly show people your product. So that's Heidi Klein, and I've got one final one to show you on Pinterest. If I look up Boden. Now, Boden is a big women's wear brand, but they do men's and kids wear as well, and they have a really great selection of boards. So some of these are about their products. They've got this How We Do series, and that covers their products but also styling tips as well. So that's kind of a half-half. It's helpful, but it's also product. But then we also have things like florals. Boden's known for a lot of prints, so a lot of them are floral, so that's kind of a behind the scenes look at that. And we've got How We Do the Weekend, we've got DIY tips, we've got style tips, we've got drinks recipes, house and home, and so many different topics that they know that their customers are interested in, and they can share that with their audience. And obviously any products are going to link back to their website so people can shop them. Can see that they've got 89,000 followers and over 500,000 monthly unique viewers from Pinterest. So they're getting their business in front of that many eyeballs each and every month by sharing things on Pinterest that are useful. Definitely don't rule out Pinterest. For me and my brand, Pinterest far surpasses anything that Instagram can ever do. I get much more traffic and sales from Pinterest, and to be honest, for a lot less effort, even though I do put very little effort into Instagram as well because of this strategy of not spending all day on social media and getting people to come to me. So hopefully that's given you a few good examples. Again, just a reminder, we're not copying other brands. That's definitely not the aim here. We want to be inspired by other labels and really put our own spin on this, make it unique to us. Copying someone directly is going to get you nowhere. So it's really important to think about how this is going to look for your customer. And in the next training session, I'll get to that in a second actually. So let's just skip back to the slides. Hopefully these examples have helped you to understand how powerful this concept can be. You might at this point though be panicking, thinking, what on earth do I post about then if I can't post about my products all the time? Which is a great question. So if you want to join me for free training part 3, we're going to be looking at exactly that and how we establish what we should be writing about. So I'll see you in that training. Keep an eye on your inbox for all the details.